Hey everybody, this is Aylad and we are back on the Starmada server. Haha, yeah. And once again, we are working on building the Burrow. I've gotten actually a pretty good bit of work done since the last time we were here. So I'm going to start off by showing that off. And then rather than do a long build montage, I actually have a very specific challenge I want to sort of accomplish for the day. So I think it's going to be fun. Alright, to start off with, here's the current state of the station, plus this down here. As you can see, I've done quite a bit of work, especially around the body of this station. I don't think last episode, I don't believe I had all these gaps in between the columns filled in. So there's not a lot of imaginative stuff going on here. It's mostly 3 or 4 different types of blocks, to kind of give it a spacey, technical look. I built huge brackets out underneath the observation deck, and I kind of flattened the front of the command deck up here, which truthfully I'm very likely to end up doing here on the observation deck also. I got a nice little elevator installed here. You can come in, you can see the viewing deck, and then the control deck. Both have controls here. The control deck is for authorized personnel only. I've got it set up so that there's call buttons on the lift. So let's, I'm in build mode, but I'll kind of fake it here. Let's see if I hit, whoa, well shoot, okay. I don't know why that happened, but yeah, I'll just go ahead and do it in person. Let me float on up here. I believe I've got a gravity block I dropped up here. Oh, I'm wrong. Find a gravity block. I'll get into gravity and we'll do this right. Oh, there's one on the lift. Of course there is. Alright, so does can I not interact when I've got, oh, there we go. Okay. I guess I just entered and exited. Don't want my interface cluttering this up. Sorry guys. So yeah, viewing deck. Hit the button. It's reasonably quick. There's a pretty good vertical distance it's got to travel, but it does alright. Alright, so we come up here to the viewing deck, and you can kind of look out and see the docking thing. I've got to come up with a name for it, but that's where big ships or medium-sized ships at least will be docking when they visit here. So there's that. If I hit viewing deck button again, you can see that I lower back down. Let me just tap it one more time. Come up here. Now, there's a permission module behind the viewing deck button, I believe, if I remember to put it in. So that one's publicly accessible. But the control deck does not have a permission module. So the idea is only I, or someone else in my faction, which it's a one-person faction, only I will actually be able to tap this control, oops, and rise up here to the control deck. Aha! And from here I can look out. I can't actually see the docking ring as well, so that kind of sucks, but it's not really that big of a deal. I suppose if I ever need to, I can install a ramp and kind of drop down, and have another level of control deck sort of up in the ceiling of the observation deck. But I don't think that'll be necessary. I'm going to have doorways out to either side. I could put some nice observation windows out here, kind of keep an eye on my empire, as it were. So yeah. Now, let me actually drop down. Ooh, I'm out of gravity. I didn't realize that. You can see what the elevator shaft looks like when the elevator itself is not present. I'm probably gonna rig up something else so that you can't really just like walk out and drop. But I hadn't really thought too much about that yet. but the call buttons work. Yeah. Get back into gravity. Yay. And come back down to the ground floor. I'm pretty proud of this. Like, I think it works out pretty well. Another thing is I'm going to want logic controls running from the control deck up there to various parts of the station without showing the logic pipes. And what I realized, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think I can go underneath the elevator and down under the floor. I think I can install a little bit of logic, few basically wireless relays, so that I can tap a wireless control up on the control deck. It'll route without a visible pipe to the bottom of the elevator. Just it doesn't matter that it's the elevator. It's just a convenient docked entity, and then that can relay it to, for instance, the docking ring out there. So I think that'd be a really cool way to kind of do some wireless controls without showing the connecting pipes. Got my rail speed controller right here. There's no reason for it to be there except it adds a little variety to the wall. You can see that I've got a shop sign. This is going to be the entrance to, well, it's going to be the way to get to the entrance to the shopping district. So if I come out here, I don't know if district is the word I'm going to go for, but it'll work probably. I go out here. Oh, I don't have call buttons hooked up. That's unfortunate. Anyway, I've got another elevator coming out, or another lift type thing. Yeah, there we go. There will be a call button on the frame here, so I don't have to actually do that. So I come in here. Somehow I managed to wire these up so that they cut off. I'm sure I accidentally just had one of the logic blocks selected with C, but I'm going to kind of rework all the logic here anyway. For instance, this is not even centered. I want it to be right there rather than where it is. But aligned to that, obviously the grav block is not going to stay there. And you can see what it's doing here is it's actually rotating me up. Yeah, so the shop floor, or the shopping center area, is actually at right angles. Like, that is that big sign that runs down the front of the station. Now it's the ceiling, which is, this is all going to be enclosed. You're not going to be able to look up and see that, except maybe through glass. Here I've got my, obviously my power core. The actual power reactors are in the track that the lift up here seems to follow along, which is obviously not really a track, but you know how it works, right? Nice little red panda logo in the shop. Yep. There's going to be another car over here. It's going to be a mirror image of this one. At one point, and I may have shown this in an episode, at one point this was actually all part of the same entity with a car that would end up over there. It turns out that in order to stay in gravity and aligned to this, you've got to be closer to the ship core for this lift. So whereas I had the ship core actually at the axis, man, that is cool. I'm definitely going to have some glass in this door. Whereas I had the ship core, at the pivot point out here, whenever I tried to move it, it would invariably just drop me right through the floor. So I had to rebuild the whole thing so the ship core is right here, and that means I'm going to have a separate entity for that one over there. But that's okay, that'll give each side kind of its own independent lift controls, and I do not have a problem with that. I've started building air shafts, and this air shaft actually has a little bit of a secret. Come up here, you can see what that is. It's actually slightly too high to jump into. So, this is just for my personal access. I'm going to have some kind of decorative little thing, some kind of plumbing fixture or whatever sticking out over here. I'll hop up to it and then be able to hop from there to get into the air shaft. But if I hop into build mode here, you can see that it's fully navigable. This is the elevator shaft right here. And it it kind of wraps around. I like having the red light in here. It makes it seem like the air is kind of heated as it comes out. And then this goes up and comes out under the observation deck, actually. So yeah, some of this is going to be rebuilt a little bit, but you get the basic idea. And then this here is, oh, a very, very quickly closing access hatch. I'm going to have to rig up a timer on that so it stays open a little longer. Hadn't actually tested that yet. And this is where I can get to the elevator logics. There's another one on the other side. It's a little bit different. They're not symmetrical. Oh, I need a button on the inside there, don't I? Huh. Oh well. Whatever. So, yeah, I might even get rid of the buttons completely since I should be the only person ever who actually goes in there. Yeah, on the other side I've got this one right here. This is useful for actually accessing the when the elevator lift is, or the lift car is all the way in the down position. It actually gives me access to the ship core of the elevator. Not that I can prove it right now. Where'd it go? There it is. Yeah. So the elevator's all the way down at the bottom. I can get into it through this maintenance hatch and do whatever modifications I need to on the elevator car. So that's super useful. And that's the main reason why I even started doing these access tunnels anyway. So the big change, other than aesthetics and, well, mostly aesthetics, is I've started a docking ring. It's not going to be a complete ring. I'm probably going to end up calling it like the docking arc or something. I'm going to have an arm going off at 45 degrees this way and another one to match it going off this way. See, the docking tubes themselves are different lengths. That's to accommodate different designs of ships. Might even have to extend one or two of them out even farther. This is what it looks like on the inside. Pretty pleased with the design, actually. Haven't done any of the logic yet. Oh, I don't know what happened there. That's not true. When you dock, the doors automatically open. I have done that much. And lights switch and stuff like that. And then just for aesthetics, it serves no purpose whatsoever. I've got a, I guess it's supposed to look like air tanks, oxygen tanks. May change the color of them, I'm not sure. But I've got the ventilation system set up since I'm not doing full-size air ducts like I am in the main part of the station. Now, the project for the day, and I'm sorry I've talked so long before I got to it, but this is a docking hatch for an automated shuttle that's going to run back and forth. I'm probably going to replace these with slabs so it's kind of inset here on the inside, but basically I want a shuttle to come here, dock, and then when passengers are loaded, it's going to kind of come around here in an arc, and if you see that block of sand that's just kind of hovering there above my ship, that's where it's going to kind of stop. It's going to rotate and it's going to rise vertically, if I can work all this out. It's going to rise vertically to a docking hatch on the station proper, and that's going to, let's see, I am in build mode. That's going to give me the opportunity to kind of have this nice little automated shuttle service going back and forth. I've got the basic control system in place. It's not automated yet, and it's not 100% centered, but whatever. I think I'm going to call this episode to a close. I'm tired of working on this. I'm sure you're tired of watching me fumble everything. But we'll pick up next episode with seeing if I can actually get all this worked out. So thanks for watching. Bye bye.